I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Don't go through a breakup alone. Click on the link in the description below to get a one-on-one coaching with me, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about mistaking alpha for insecure. So the reason that I wanted to do this video is because I keep seeing a pattern of behavior with guys that are mistaking their behavior for alpha when it's really insecure behavior. And it's not hard to figure out that it's insecure once I start to really looking at it. And the thing that you have to understand is that if you have an insecure attachment style, it's not really your fault. Okay? Now, as you've become an adult, you can work on it and you can change it. But this really formed in the first 2, maybe 3 years of your life. And it had a lot to do with your relationship with your caregivers. If they did not do a good job of bonding with you and connecting you with them, that you felt abandoned, neglected, not seen, not heard. Maybe they were abusive towards you. Maybe they had mental health issues, whatever the reasons. And I'm not trying to blame them. But whatever it is, the bottom line is you have an insecure attachment style. And it's going to affect all of your relationships. And it's going to affect all of your romantic relationships until you really talk about it, work on it, and deal with it. So the thing about it is that it stays in our unconscious until you deal with it. And if you don't deal with it, you're going to act things out over and over again in an effort to understand it. It's like this play where it's like if you have, just say, 3 people in the play, and one person has this role and this role and this role. Well, if this person leaves your life, you're just going to replace them with somebody that acts just like them, because you're trying to resolve the trauma. And until you talk about it and deal with it, that's what you keep doing over and over again. So, I had a good email here that I'm going to get to in a second. I just wanted to say that, the more symptoms that you do have, the more neglected you were back then. And I feel like some people have spent so much of their life having to twist reality to cope and to survive with the emotional pain. And as a result, part of what they do is mistake alpha behavior for insecure behavior. And I think you're going to see some of that with this email. Let me go ahead and start the email. He says, "Hi Craig, I am always the alpha type in relationships." Right there, that's already a red flag for me. And the second I read it, I'm like, if you're the alpha type, do you really need to say it? Or you're overcompensating for insecurity. I'm almost always the one that breaks up with girls, okay? See the insecurity really underneath that? It's like saying, I have to break up with the girl because I'm better than them. An alpha guy wouldn't care if a girl broke up with him or he broke up with her. He just cares about having a healthy, great relationship. Doesn't matter who did it. To be honest, I met someone while on vacation in July and stopped thinking about my girlfriend at the time. Another sign of avoidant attachment style for me, because if you attach to people, you're going to think about them even when you're away from them. This guy is not even attached to his girlfriend enough to care about her, to think about her. Out of sight, out of mind. When the vacation was over, I was fine for a good 2 months and didn't even think about my ex-girlfriend. See what I mean? Doesn't even think about her. Because you're not attached. That's not secure. That's not alpha. Alpha equals secure. Secure attachment style. Alpha is not avoidant attachment style or insecure, anxious attachment style. Suddenly last weekend, I was out with some friends and I remembered it was my ex's birthday. Like a dummy, I wished her a happy birthday by text. She said, "Thanks," smiley face. I'll just write what happened. He said, do you have time to talk? And she said, "Depends on what you want to talk about." He says, "It's about us." She says, "Then I have nothing to say. You broke up with me and I respect that." Then he says, "I made a big mistake in leaving you and I'm sorry." Does that sound genuine to you at all? Somebody breaks up with you and then out of the nowhere they say happy birthday, which was the indirect direct approach, and "I made a mistake in leaving you. I'm sorry." It doesn't feel very sincere to me. I know now that I look at this and it makes me cringe, LOL. This is so not alpha behavior. Anyways, she called me an hour later and asked me how everything was. We joked about how life was going. She randomly mentioned she was seeing 3 different guys a month after our breakup and that she didn't feel lonely. Yes, you did. Well, she did, because she wouldn't have said it if she did. Suddenly, she started crying. See what I'm talking about, people? See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. She goes out of her way to say, "I'm not lonely," and then she starts suddenly crying. Yep, because she is lonely. There are no no's in the unconscious. Think about it. It has to be there. You don't just randomly say stuff. It's there. She said she wanted to be with me, but it was hard, and she was really scared about if we broke up again, and she should be. She's going with her gut, and I like it, because she shouldn't trust you. You weren't attached to her, and she knows it, and she knows she's just going to get hurt again by you. And listen to how dismissive this next statement is. I told her not to worry about. I told her not to worry about that, and that people can change. Yes, they can, but you haven't. The conversation drew out way longer than I should have, and that was that. I texted her the next day. "Hey, the place near your house is having free drinks. How about we check it out?" Her. "Nope." "Alright, that's cool. Have a good day." I erased her number and anything related to her from my phone, especially that conversation, LOL. See how much pain he's really in? He's really in pain. He's really in more pain than she is. He can't handle any kind of pain and rejection because it hurts too bad. And it's because he's been hurt his whole life. From the time he was an infant. If you grow up in a world where you can't trust your own parents, it's a pretty terrible place to be. And I have empathy towards this guy, and I feel for him. But at the same time, I'm going to call him out on his nonsense, like I have been. Alright. Let me see here. After looking at my past actions, she told me she felt neglected at times. At times? How about the entire time around the clock? And I understand that because we live 3 hours away from each other. But I always travel to see her every weekend. Well, that's not a good sign either, because if you're doing all the traveling, then you're doing all the investing. It has to be 2 people investing in the relationship. Still, she's a good woman, and know that I know what is wrong with me. I'm seeking therapy for my anxiety and attachment issues. I know that if I got professional help, we could make a great couple because when it was good, it was amazing, and I do want to be with her. Her major complaint was feeling lonely because not enough texting. No, it's not just texting. She's not lonely because of not enough texting. She's lonely because she's hurting too. And my guess is that in her early childhood, she felt lonely. And so she was drawn to you because you make her feel like her caregivers did. Lonely. See the correlation there? These are the kinds of aha moments that you're going to get when we do the Skype coaching together. See, I can pick stuff up on that. She was drawn to him because he felt familiar. Just like her parents made her feel. They made her feel lonely. She felt lonely with him. Getting text messages from you is not going to make that loneliness go away. The girl and I talked about marriage and kids, and we were getting ready for this. I dumped her because of my attachment insecurity, but now that I know the problem, I really regret this. Okay, and that doesn't mean she should take you back. If I was coaching her, I would not recommend it. You're not there yet. He says, there are some girls who are interested in me at the moment, and I'll go ahead and date them all. But I'm wondering what the chances are that my ex will reach out to me. Well, based on this, it doesn't seem like her interest is very high right now, and quite frankly, I think she's wise to stay away. You're just not in an emotional, healthy place to connect with her, and you live 3 hours away as it is. You're going to have to work on yourself and get yourself ready for real attachment and commitment. And one thing that's frustrating for me as a coach is I put out some fantastic relationship videos and videos about communication, and they're some of the lowest viewed videos that I have. How to be your Superman, how to be your mountain. I have all kinds of amazing videos, and they're the least watched because you guys are just focused on getting your ex back, but you're going to lose them if you don't do the work. Okay, that's the thing, is that you think no contact is the answer to this, but it's not. It's just a tiny little part of it. It's there. You have to know what the problem is in the relationship, and that's why I'm here. Is I'm going to see things like that. You know, I am a psychotherapist. I have been doing this since 2002. I've got a lot of training and education and experience, and I'm going to help you, guide you through this, and coach you through this. But if you want to do it yourself, I understand, but you're going to be missing out on the big picture a lot of times, and I'm going to be able to point that out for you. Now, he did send a follow-up email to me, and so I got a little bit to this. So my thoughts and everything I went through were before I had gotten this email to him. And then in the email he said, I started doing therapy sessions and studying about this, and I found out that I have an avoidant attachment problem. Just kidding. But that's what I was saying. That's what I picked up when I sent him this email. And he confirmed it. I'm already feeling better. Good. And started practicing scenarios on how the old version of myself would act and how I plan to act this time around. Well, the key to all of this is, continue doing your therapy, and you have to talk about it. That is absolutely critical to healing, guys. That's how we heal, is we talk about things. And if you keep doing it by yourself and you're isolated and you're just sitting behind a computer watching videos all day, you're not going to get the kind of growth that you can by going to a trained professional or getting my help personally. This is what I specialize in. This is my area of expertise. This is what I'm passionate about, and I've spent thousands of hours watching videos, reading books, learning about this stuff. Okay? I don't know of any other psychotherapists that really are passionate about it like I am. But, that doesn't mean a good therapist in your area would not be able to help somebody that's really good with trauma. And some of them may know about attachment theory and attachment styles. But, those are the kind of things that you're going to want to get help with. The real issues. Forget the cognitive behavioral nonsense. That's a joke to me. If you really want to get to the root of it, you got to go deep. So, that's why I'm here. If you guys want to get my help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net. Sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. If you like the video, put a like on there. And make sure you subscribe to the channel because I do post videos Monday through Friday. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.